Round about this time last year, I did a video showcasing how I put together these four brand new at the time Galoob A-Team figures, and I think I may have said publicly, these are the only figures I need for this line. Well, fast forward 12 months, and clearly I was not telling the truth, so stay tuned and I will show you how I went about adding to this truly amazing line of toys from the 1980s. Welcome back. Now, as I was just saying, about this time last year, I put together this collection of vintage Galoob A-Team figures, and at the time, I was so happy to have the four main characters, I said, that's it, don't need any more. Now, regular viewers of this channel may remember that round about this time each year, I like to cash in my credit card points in exchange for eBay gift cards, and that allows me to purchase something I wouldn't ordinarily use my own money for, and this year has been no example. So let's take a look at what I just picked up for practically free and how these add to this already cool looking collection. So I finally caved in and got myself the bad guys. So we have Rattler, the Street Fighter. We have Viper, known as the Sniper. We have Python, who is big and angry. We have Cobra, the Demolitions Commando. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that these figures are rather oddly proportioned. They have very short, stumpy legs and big, broad shoulders. Looking off camera at the A-Team figures, they are slightly better proportioned. Furthermore, you will notice there is no knee articulation on these bad guys. So clearly they were sort of trying to cut costs when doing this line of figures. Understandable, because back in the day, 99.9% of kids wanted the A-Team. However, looking at these individually, we have Rattler, who is clearly an Apache Indian of some sorts. He looks pretty cool. Viper has a definite sort of Wolverine look going on. Now, Python, who is described as being big and angry, well, he's a big and angry one-eyed snake because he is wearing an eye patch. And last of all, we have Cobra, the Demolitions Commando, who looks like a sort of 1970s adult actor, shall we say, with that moustache. Now, clearly, these are all brand new carded, and I know that a lot of the viewers do not like me opening figures, so I'm going to keep these carded. But what I will do is, let's put them together in a display with the A-Team and see how they look. So as you could see, that was not my fault that these figures got opened, but now that they are opened, let's take a closer look at them and check out the accessories they come with. So now we have these figures out of the package. The timing could not be better. I did a video last week or the week before explaining why we should be opening our vintage toys, and these figures are a perfect example of why. All these figures are covered in frosting. They're extremely sticky to the touch, and in the case of poor old Cobra, his backpack will not snap shut because the plastic has shrunk over the decades. Sadly, his belt buckle had perished in the packaging. I'll need to try and fix that with some super glue if I can. But all in all, these figures will not last much longer. I'm going to give these a damn good wash and hopefully get rid of the frosting and the stickiness. But my point stands, you really have to start getting these vintage toys out now to enjoy them while you still can. Now that the figures are out the package, I really do like the way they look, and I'm really enjoying the fact that there is no articulation in the knees because these stand up way better than the actual A-Team does. And in terms of the accessories, it's the exact same accessories that came with the A-Team. So all in all, this was a very cost-effective part of the line for Galoob, whereby less articulation on the figures, and they just reused the accessories that came with the A-Team figures. But all in all, I am over the moon to get these in my collection, and they're going to look great displayed side by side with the A-Team. So there you have it, a complete set of Galoob A-Team action What? It's not complete. Yes, it is, because here's Amy Allen. Now, this is probably one of the worst action figures ever made simply because the head sculpt is extremely ugly and not flattering in the slightest, and really bears absolutely no resemblance to Amy Allen. But in order to complete the set, I had to go ahead and get this one. Now, the bubble is absolutely yellowed, and as we've just seen with the bad guys, you really do have to start opening these toys now because they are disintegrating before our very eyes. And it would be such a shame just to leave these rotting away in these bubbles that you can barely see through. And honestly, if opening vintage toys gets you that upset, there is something seriously wrong with your life. So anyway, let's take a look at Amy and see what she comes with. And here we have Amy Allen out of the packaging, and as you can see, the head sculpt is truly awful. Absolutely nothing like Amy, but the fact is, if you want to complete your A-Team collection, you have to get this figure. Now, I'm glad I waited to find one that was new, because with it being a white upper body, that is something that really turns yellow over the decades if it's a loose example, or picks up a lot of dirt that simply cannot be removed. I've seen a lot of these on eBay for good prices used, but they were not up to the standard I am looking for. This one is perfect, complete with all the accessories. We've got our VHS recorder, her tape deck, even got a walkie-talkie tucked into the belt there. As with all the accessories, these are not as fresh as they once were, and getting the cable to fit into the camera and the tape deck was not easy. I got there in the end, but definitely something to consider, especially the fact that these materials are at this point in time over 4 decades old. So do the best you can. I sure did, but I'm glad to finally get Amy. So this now completes my A-Team collection, and as you can see right here, it looks amazing all set up together. So there you have it. I finally have a complete set of vintage Galoob A-Team figures, and I knew this day would eventually come. I just didn't know when, and the fact that I could do it for very little cost to me personally makes it all the sweeter. I would never recommend anyone to use credit cards because they can't afford something, but if you're able to make the payments on time, you can rack up your points and do as I do, and that is take the eBay gift cards, because you get a much better value for your points than you would simply getting cash back. And then you can treat yourself like I do at the start of every year. So let me know in the comments, what do you think of these A-Team figures? Are you a fan? As always, thank you so much for watching. Please just drop a quick like. It only takes you a fraction of a second. Share the video. Make sure you are subscribed, and stay tuned for more videos from All Things 80s.